rain-soaked Bank of America Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
We go tonight. 180. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Quick throw into the hands of Hopkins out wide. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. 76. Tell him. 76. 76. Check safety.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Yeah, I got you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch it. Watch it. Smooth.
Now it's gone. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here's Gurley. I don't think Gurley got there. Looks like the defense held him back. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
And now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. It was Eric Reed in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 23 yards the pickup there. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Go, get out there, get out there. Kill, turn up. Kill, turn up. Set. He's coming, double up. He's coming, double up. Check 9. Here we go, go to 54, line in. 26.
Prescott from the gun. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
At the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Goff now looks to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
He's going to dump it off to Gurley. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, Goff. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Hold on. Check three. Check three. Hey, high 7. 57 to Mike. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 57's the Mike. Watch 57.
Throwing again is gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On second down, Elliott. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
You got him. You got him.
On the play. And it's third down.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out.
Right there, 56.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Hey.
This is Elliott.
Watch the twist.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Mike, 56, right there, 56. I'm scared. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. I smell fear in that offense. We're going to 54, 126.
On first and 10, Prescott. Forced out to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on first and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
At the Panthers' 31-yard line.
Check 56. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Here's Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
That's the way. Mike 50. 56. Watch the out. Watch the out. Shoot. Going to 54. Going to 54. 26.
On third down, it's Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
22 yards there, a first down. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
And, partner, you know I'm a big advocate of taking tape measures and just throw them away. I want to know if a guy can flat-out play. Well, DeAndre Hopkins is about 6'1", and we're used to the guys who go up and take it one-handed like we just saw there. 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" guys. In this case, he plays way taller than what he's listed, doesn't he?
He does indeed, and that was spectacular.
And we got to watch him work his routine. We saw it during practice during the week. We saw it in pregame. He works hard at these one-handed catches. He's not just showing off.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points.
That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Cowboys. Robbie Anderson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Now Goff on 1st down. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Switch.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
You don't want no problem. You don't want no problem from me.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Following the interception, here's Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. Able to fight through one tackle. And he'll take it all the way out near the 30-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Let's go, D.
Super.
Let's go.
Hey, Team 6. Team 6.
After the interception, here's Goff. And that one's complete to Gurley. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
20. Hey, 5.
That's got to be a long.
Obama.
Switch. Watch out. 57. Mike, 57.
Maverick roll.
Let's see what you got. 57's Mike. Mike.
Throwing on second down. Goff. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley.
Switch.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal.
Check your hot read. Hatchet.
Merlin.
Out of the gun. Gone. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal.
Let's go, let's go. Watch twist. Watch twist. Slam, slam.
Check, 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 check. 25, check 25, check 25.
Shift, shift.
Average wall.
Check safety, check safety. Watch the shift.
And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. 10th carry now for Elliott. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soft. Y'all playing.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day.
Done.
Prescott off play action. He finds his target. It's Schultz. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So from Panther territory now, it's first and 10 at the 46.
Slam. We're going to 54.
Elliott running right. Past the 20. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 36 yards on the play. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Now Pollard. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. On 2nd and 15 now. Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A gain of 13. It's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Going deep for Hopkins. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Gone. And unsuccessful there, trying to dump it underneath. That'll bring up 3rd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
From the gun, here's Gone. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 34-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Goff now 9 of 17 through the air. Not a great percentage, but it is 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's gone. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, lift! 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 Hey, Delta!
54, right there. 54, Mike. Crunch time, defense. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Here we go. You go tight.
We're good.
You got tight right there.
Shell.
To the air again. Goff. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a gain of 5. And they're going to face a 3rd down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Pilot, 64, weak. 11.
No.
Super.
Goff throwing again. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Five.
Check, Mike.
They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
They come out here in the I. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that is going to set up third and goal.
Bravo.
Here's Goff. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on third down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away, no good. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
47.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Go. Get out there. Here we go. Go to 54. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. On 1st down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Prescott now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Check the backer.
Hey, kill.
They'll run with Elliott. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Right there, 56. Watch the run, watch the run.
Switch, hey. We're going to 54,
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards there, first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Elliott. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Panthers.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Elliott. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. The former Maryland Terp, Jermaine Carter Jr., had the tackle. The Cowboys on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Here now, Brett Maher. He hit from 62 in his rookie season of 2018. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team. But the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the 50, it's gone. Going deep for Hopkins. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. It's caught. Jones. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now a first down throw. Gone. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw again on 2nd down. Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league, totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Now a desperation throw, and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Julio Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
And another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
At the 26-yard line.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it. Shield, watch the shield.
Alert flare. 56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
A 20 of carry here for Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game.
Mike's 56. Hey, come on now.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the 4th now in Minneapolis. And that one's pretty well wrapped up as the Giants have grown their lead even further. A win would be just their 2nd of the year if they could hold on. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Hey, whoa! He's coming.
Gone. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Let's go.
Check 31. Slam.
Hey, orbit.
Now it's gone. He's going to let it fly. connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to turn you up.
2 for 66. Bang, 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 bang. Wide, get wide.
Here we go on 4th. Gone. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position.
Check 56.
I got him.
The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 30-yard line.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for Dallas, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.